with murderers to psychos. Where to begin?
There's werewolves and cultists all living in sin. All
Concept Media, it's your 15-year anniversary. We love you on our TV.
yeah, Concept Media,
You bring all the goods. Let's watch a movie and don't fuck in the woods. Concept Media, make it a blockbuster night.
We said season finale. We lied. We already have a bonus episode. Welcome to an all-new special edition of Attack of the Spotlight. I'm Kyle Pearson.
And I am John Horton, and today we are joined by Shawn Burkett. He's the director of Don't Fuck in the Woods, Mr. Buzzkill, Don't Fuck in the Woods Part 2. He's done The Animal Inside. Shawn has got a shit ton of movies under his belt. His company, Concept Media, has been around for 15 years, and he is here on our show tonight. You have got a hell of an accomplishment in that, Shawn.
Welcome. Glad to have you.
Thanks. Good to be here.
So tell us a little bit about how Concept Media started 15 years ago.
First, I'm sorry. I didn't direct Mr. Buzzkill.
Oh, you did? Oh, shit.
No.
You had a big part of it.
I was Mr. Buzzkill,
Oh, well, yeah, that's right.
but it was a crazy time 15 years ago because I was a touring musician and I had just had my first child. He was getting ready to turn a year old and touring just was not in the cards. And that's how you made the most money. So one of my friends, Ryan Stacy, told me about this horror convention because I've always loved horror, but I've never sought out a convention for it. So we went to HORRORHOUND weekend in Indianapolis, and I'm not even going to try to do that math of when that was. But it was an awesome time. And he told me about how Joe Bob Briggs at the time was looking for scripts to turn into movies.
Oh, okay.
And he had this idea and he was working on something. I was like, yeah, that sounds cool. So he's writing this script, and it got to a point where he was talking about it so much. And I was like, have you ever thought about just making the movie? Because being in bands, we had to do videos sometimes, and I was like, I could totally make a movie, not knowing anything about making a movie. So yeah, we just ended up making that movie, and that was our very first movie called Midsummer Nightmares.
I remember that one. I own that one. That was a pretty good one. That was pretty good for a first-time effort.
Right. There were so many. We learned a lot from that.
Right.
But it was a huge undertaking, especially, it was no budget. I think total, we may have had $2,000 for that, and literally $1,000 of it was the camera.
Wow.
So it was definitely a no budget movie.
What type of things right off the bat did you learn from doing that film?
Audio matters.
Yes, it does.
And with my background as a musician, that was something because I'll be honest, at that point, I'd never seen an independent film. And Ryan ended up picking up one at that HORRORHOUND. What was it called? It had Kaylee Williams in it.
I don't know.
I don't remember, but I was just like, okay, I think we could do this. And I think we could do it and have it sound better. Because audio with independent films, I feel like it's either hit or miss. Either you have decent audio or you have audio where it's a close-up, but it sounds like they're behind the camera. Mm-hmm. And I'm very OCD about things, so I always try to have the very best audio that we can have.
Yeah, I think one of the traps a lot of filmmakers fall into is like every time the camera angle changes, the audio has changed drastically because either
Right,
now it's a little different in the day, so now there's different, background environments, or if they're cutting audio somewhere else. I think that is
right,
something that always has been a distraction for me. I was in radio, so we were very meticulous about the audio. And if I watch a movie with headphones on, even Star Wars, I could tell, like, there was one sentence that Carrie Fisher said, and I could tell that was three different takes edited to one. And
yeah,
I'm like, oh my God. And I don't notice that when I see it on screen, but when I have headphones on, I notice it, clear as day. And yeah, when you
Wow.
watch independent film, yeah, audio can really make a film or break it right off the
right,
bat. Forget about the visuals. If it doesn't sound right, yeah, so you make a very, very good point because it can kill a film. So,
yeah.
so that is something that, yeah, as soon as you make the first one, you pick up on it right away and say, "Whoops, we need to address that next time for sure."
My wife and I have to watch every movie with subtitles, everything, even if it's a theatrical release. We have to have the subtitles on just in case we miss something. So it is beyond frustrating for an independent movie to have shit audio and no subtitles.
Yeah.
I'm like 5 minutes into the movie, I'm done. I can't do this damn thing.
And what's crazy is that um a lot of independent filmmakers, it doesn't cost that much to get subtitles made.
Right.
It's like $1 a minute.
That's that's incredible.
Yeah,
Like
that's not bad at
because
all. Yeah.
for having worldwide distribution, we have to have subtitles made because
Mhm.
us having them made is cheaper than them having them made.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, it costs like $1 a minute.
Wow.
It ain't.
Yeah,
It's not
that's not bad.
expensive.
Well, and also for a horror movie, there's a lot of non-dialogue.
Right.
There's areas where it's just screaming and moaning or whatnot. So you don't even have we get Facebook and YouTube automatically throws subtitles in our stuff. We don't.
Right.
I've gone back and watched a couple, and I'm like, oh, that's not even close to what we said. But it, and now we just got an alert last week that they're dubbing us into all these different languages automatically. So we're having, I guess, AI dubbed voices over us. So
What?
yeah, so we would sound different in China. So I don't know if it's our voice, but we speak Chinese. I have no idea. I haven't
I
listened
had
to it,
I didn't
but
know that.
it just happened. It just started this week. So
Holy shit! I got to check one of
Hmm.
those.
yeah. So maybe now you run your movie through and it's going to automatically uh, happen for you. With the
Yeah.
studios now. Who knows what's going on? So you're working on a big project right now. The devil you know. Tell us about this because both of us are somehow entwined. Actually, it's me and John's wife, Stacy. Both are involved in this production. So tell our viewers what this movie's all about and what it connects to from your past work.
Oh, where do I start? So it was about 10 years ago, actually. After I was making Don't Fuck in the Woods, I had a panic attack. And I was like, nobody's going to like this movie. I need to figure out what I'm doing next. So I did a short film called The Lamb, and then I did a film called Betsy that was retitled Animal Inside. Um, but The Lamb, I loved. We made it for no money. We did it in the apartment building that we were living in. Uh, and essentially, it follows someone who had been abducted by a cult. And that's kind of where The Devil You Know is based in. It's the lore of how that cult started by this man, Jacob Allen Shepard, who was basically a disturbed man who said he heard voices from demons telling him to do things. And basically, he went crazy. He made a whole like Evil Dead like book.
Oh,
Oh,
I,
okay.
beautiful.
I actually have one of the props. This was the dagger
Oh, look at
he
that.
made uh, out of bone. and it's got like the cult's logo on it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, very nice.
That is cool.
That is very cool.
But that's just the tip of it. Like, because then it jumps to present time, because that happened in the 90s. So it jumps to present time, and basically a couple are getting out of the city and they have rented an Airbnb, and they just, wrong place, wrong time. It turns out to be where Jacob Allen Shepard's house was. And the ritual that he tried to complete wasn't successful. So the cult that spawned from that is now trying to finish what he started.
Hmm. And this isn't a sequel to The Lamb. This
No.
is this a retelling of it? Like, was that like the concept film for this, or does it really help to watch that first and then get into this film? Or
They connect, but technically, and it's weird. I tried to explain this to cast while filming, but technically, The Devil You Know is a prequel and a sequel.
oh, okay, all right,
Because the whole opening of it happens in the 90s, which is before anything that happened in The Lamb.
okay,
So The Lamb would have taken place right in between the opening and the rest of the film.
okay. But it all is connected. You haven't
Yeah.
changed any of the things
That's
around
cool.
and say, well, we've kind of fudged it. Now, if you want the whole story, you watch both The Lamb and The Devil You Know when that gets released.
No, basically, like, The Lamb is just, it's that world. The Lamb, for me, I wanted to make it into a trilogy of short films that would end up being a feature length.
Oh, okay.
And the second one would have been called The Flock, which would have been tied in way more into the cult and how the cult began.
Okay.
So we basically used that as inspiration, like, because The Lamb was something, it was the first like real serious tone thing that I made.
Mm-hmm.
And it just, I don't know, people seem to like it. I liked it. I had fun. And it was so simple. Like, we had a camera and I used my iPhone to record audio.
Wow.
Like,
Holy crap.
because in the movie, you see a guy and he sets his phone on the table and he's a policeman interviewing this woman.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that phone was just recording the audio the whole time.
Oh, okay.
So it's just nobody knew that.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I know because John's wife cut some audio for the film through your crowdfunder. I cut a scene. I actually cut 25 scenes.
Yeah.
You weren't sure what you were going to use. And then I think you gave me 26. And there was one that I actually, in my mind, I'm like, you know what? This kind of has a flashback in it. Maybe I'll shoot a flashback. And then after I got through the 25, I'm like, holy cow. I'm not even sure if he likes any of these. So I sent him. And I kind of requested one. I'm like, I really like one of these. I'm hoping that's the one you use, but I don't know what you ended up using. So I'm excited to see what ends up in the movie. But
And
yeah,
it's debuting at HORRORHOUND this year, correct? In September
Yeah.
here in Cincinnati.
Yep.
and is it going to be making I assume the festival circuit before it's actually officially released, or
That's
what are you looking at?
that's what we're hoping. We have submitted to, I want to say, 22 film festivals so far. I have another 15 in my cart.
Oh, wow.
Um,
And
And
that
it
gets
is not-
expensive, doesn't it?
I mean, we've already spent $1,000 on the first. I know we've got like $350 worth of crowd or film fests in our cart at the moment,
Mm.
because, and that's something that a lot of people don't know, is that it costs like, say, $35 to submit the film to the film festival.
Mm.
But some film festivals have, like, well, if you want to be instantly nominated for something like best acting or best actor or best actress, those are additional charges.
That's
does that
how
mean
works.
that you
Wait,
pay the additional charge and they automatically say, okay, what actor do you want to be nominated? Or
No, like, basically,
Okay.
So like I'm looking at a film festival right here, and like total it's we want to submit for best feature film, best acting, best cinematography, best sound design, and best editing.
Mhm.
Okay.
So it's like each one of those. So for just best feature film, it's like $25. But then for each additional one, it's 15.
So wow.
Yeah,
That's
that's I never knew that.
so
Not all film festivals are like that though.
yeah.
Okay.
Like HorrorHound isn't. You submit your film, you pay one fee, they nominate you on what they feel the strengths of your film are.
Do you know who does the voting? Because I thought, like, I've been to some of these film festivals, and I thought maybe the people that are there in the audience, they would give a little tally sheet and say, on a 1 to 10 scale for this and this, and then they tally them all up at the end. They're like, the winner is this. And that didn't happen. So, like,
No.
is it just the people who put on the festival?
Most festivals have like a committee of people
Okay.
who are in. I can't speak for all film festivals, but like
Yeah, I'm sure they're all different.
I know more about HorrorHound. I love HorrorHound. Just saying that. So I know that they have a literal committee of like over 20 people in different countries
Wow.
that watch the film. They like there's like a number score for the film because they have to eventually whittle films out because they
Yeah.
only have so much time throughout the weekend to play movies.
Yeah.
So if your film gets in the official selection, I mean, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But then I know they go on to nominate however they feel best.
Yeah, because we talked with the people behind Houston Horror Film Festival, and they said that they got 300 submissions, but only 60 were gonna make it to their screens.
Right.
So if you make it, you're doing well because 240 people did not.
Right.
So that's saying a lot to do it. And we've also talked to people that have made films that were on the cusp of, it's expensive to submit them, but if you do win some awards, that's something that you can market and say, it won, best feature here and best feature here, and it does help market the film. If nothing else, you get it, people are talking about it. Um,
Right.
but yeah, being now that we realize that some of them, not only do you have to pay to even be considered to be shown, but then you have to pay for all of the entries as well.
Right.
That does get very expensive, especially for crowdfunding films that
Right.
you're you're struggling in the first place. Plus, you have to make all the perks that you sold.
Uh-huh.
So if somebody's paying $30 for a Blu-ray, whatever the cost of making the Blu-ray and shipping the Blu-ray, you have to take out of that cost.
Yep.
So yeah, all those prices are, is coming down. So again, every time we talk to one of you filmmakers that's putting all of your, your time and effort into these films and getting it done, kudos to you because not only do you actually see it all the way to fruition, which many don't.
Yeah.
I don't think John and I would have the patience anymore for all of the drama that unfolds in some of these. I mean, there's so much drama that goes behind the scenes, and it's not even behind the scenes anymore. Now it's all public on Facebook, and you're doing all this stuff. Plus, you're hoping that schedules don't collide, and you're casting and issues. So. Hats off to you for being able to make one after another after you have over 200 credits on IMDb.
I do.
Yes, well, some of them are in the same movie. I mean, you're doing, you get
Oh,
like 5 or 6 or 7, in the same film.
yeah.
And John's trying to give you credit for directing films you haven't directed. So there's that too.
That was Ryan that did that one, isn't it?
Rob.
Rob. Ryan.
Rob.
Rob. I knew it was an R. After you said I was wrong, I knew it was an R.
But
But yeah, like Kyle said, thank God for you guys making these films so that we don't have to. I mean, fuck.
yeah, it is so much better to peruse what's on Indiegogo or crowdfunding, or Kickstarter and all these, and say, okay, we want to take part in that one. Because the devil, I had said no, I'm not doing another one. I am done. Because we were tallying them up, and we had spent a lot of freaking money. And then
Yeah.
John says, well, here's one you might be interested in. And I'm reading it. I'm like, oh shit, this actually does sound pretty good. It's not just another slasher film. It's like, I'm like, okay, I love those types,
It's not
but
a shark film.
yeah, it's something different. And I'm like, all right, let me get on board with this. Plus, I like to, do the remote acting, work
Yeah.
and stuff. So that's a lot of fun for me. And your price wasn't. A lot of these people are like outpricing themselves lately, and the
Yeah.
films aren't getting, the crowdfunders aren't hitting their goals. So you hit that sweet spot of very interesting and affordable and a nice change of pace. So
I mean, not for nothing, but I've been doing this for a minute, and as much as I like crowdfunding, if I didn't have to do it, I would be okay with that.
I bet, I bet.
But it's because sometimes crowdfunding can just get disheartening.
I can
And
imagine.
it's like, we haven't had a contribution in like 5 days, and it literally shakes us to our core, because it's like, okay, well, I gotta find a way to get this funding. What do I need to offer people? Like, what? It's almost like I feel like I have sometimes offered things that I didn't want to offer.
Yeah.
Like, I know at one point I sold the original mask from Don't Fuck in the Woods.
Oh, really?
And that's something I did not want to sell, but
Yeah, I can imagine.
we needed funding. So,
Yeah.
That's
And
one
I-
of the things. It's heartbreaking for me as a fan and supporter of independent movies to see things like any movie that you do, to not see it, hitting its goal within the first fucking week and busting through 5 stretch goals, but yet fucking Amityville Shark or Death Toilet is making it into. I'm like, what? What is wrong with people? Why are you backing this? And something like Don't Fuck in the Woods or something from Dave Kerr and Fuzzy Monkey Films and all these other guys that I love.
yeah.
How are you guys struggling when these shark movies aren't?
I think it's really the cost, because we've done some just because the cost was so little, so you can get a lot of money. And I think they're just hitting different targets. And then other people may be going and say, okay, we're going to try to cover this whole thing. And you can't, you have to kind of piecemeal. That's why some of the movies have like 5 phases. It's like, okay, here's another phase, here's another phase. And you're like, is this movie actually going to get made? Because we're in phase 5.
Right.
And it's you question it, Well, I've
Oh.
done one that's phase 5. I still don't have my stuff.
For sure. And
I'm waiting.
I mean, the devil, this is technically our 3rd campaign,
Yeah.
because and we only had $14,000 to make this movie.
Yeah.
So it's like, I feel like what we did is phenomenal for that kind of budget, especially when you see the movie. Once you see the movie, if you've seen any of my movies, you're going to be like, this is definitely the best sounding and best looking thing Sean's ever done. But also, the acting in this is above and beyond anything Sean has ever had access to.
Well, we've seen, the trailer that came out recently, and already compared to a lot of the stuff that I've done or I've seen from other ones, this one felt on a different level. It felt more professional. It felt more like, this is a more wider release film than some
Yeah.
of the other stuff that I've been involved with. So that was encouraging. I'm like, okay, this is good, because anytime I'm in something that's good, I it gives me that extra, I'm like, you actually should watch this one. This is a good one to watch. But then you also look at a film like, because we've talked about it on the show many times. Tubi has thousands and thousands of horror films. And I saw Don't Fuck in the Woods on Fandango. That's where I saw that, and the sequels in there as well. And most of them I had never heard of, period. Just haven't heard of. I have heard of Don't Fuck in the Woods 1 and 2, and probably just because the title is so unique. and and it seems like at this point, with the number of credits you have and having a successful run, and I don't know how much money either of those two films made, but I have to
Uh,
think that with that title alone, more people are probably going to stop and watch that, whether they want the horror part or the fucking in the woods part.
Right.
They're going to tune it in.
Right.
So it seems like, what more would you do you think you need to do before even, any sort of studios or backers would come to you and say, we want to release your film or we want to back your film, as opposed to you being forced to do crowdfunding? I mean, it seems like you got to be getting close to that point.
Well, that's kind of, we have had that before. We have had people come to us with a bulk amount of money. Um, I signed an NDA or else I would name names.
yeah.
But like we've had like a studio come to us before and they offer a certain amount of money. And it's just insulting.
Really?
The amount that
Like,
they're offering.
yeah, like I can tell you the amount, but like I get that it made a splash, but people will come to me and be like, we want to Don't Fuck in the Woods. We'll give you $7,000 to make us something like Don't Fuck in the Woods, but you got to keep the language down and there can't be nudity.
What?
And then I'm like, but then on top of that, they want to approve casting, they want to approve locations, they
Oh.
want to approve everything, and it's $7,000.
That's
Like,
horrible.
That may, I can understand where you're coming from. That is insulting.
Absolutely.
It also doesn't make any sense.
no,
If you have a title of a movie and the franchise is called Don't Fuck in the Woods, there best be some wood fucking.
right? Like, I get what they were saying, like, but for me, it's like, okay, so basically, they wanted a somewhat raunchy indie splatterfest, which cool can be done. But for
So they didn't want like,
$7,000,
they were basically, they weren't saying they wanted Don't Fuck in the Woods 3. They're
right,
like,
right,
okay, that makes a little bit more sense to me. They're like,
right.
okay,
No,
Don't dry hump in the wood.
oh, okay, I gotcha. Okay, that makes a little more sense, because I thought you were saying that they really want you to make a sequel and then
no,
say take out everything that made that film what it was, which
no.
makes no sense. So they just want you to basically go against whatever your instincts are to make a
Right.
successful film. That is, yeah, okay.
And the whole catch of it is that basically they will give you this amount of money, which a lot of filmmakers don't understand that when they give you that money, they have to make that money back first before you see a dime.
Oh.
So,
Huh.
So you don't even have it to make
right,
the movie. You still have to fundraise to make the movie so that you can release it, make the 7,000 you need.
well, but that's the thing. They will release it.
Okay.
It's just you won't see a dime until they recoup that $7,000 that they put into
Okay,
it.
I got it.
But then at that point in time, once you do hit that number, then they're going to do a three-way split with the distributor, their company, and then you. So in the end, you get about 25% of what's there.
Wow.
God.
So it would be one thing if it was making millions of dollars,
Yeah.
but
Plus, they probably at that point own the rights to any sequels that you make if it's a success. Because now not only because there was the whole Blair Witch issue where the people's names they said they couldn't use anymore.
Yeah.
Now we've got the A24 thing with Backrooms where they're suing everybody, which now, as of today, I'm hearing maybe not the case. So people are misunderstanding what happened. So who knows what really is going on with that whole scenario. But the politics in filmmaking just seems like it's getting
dumber.
or it's ever been crazy. It's probably maybe it's always just been crazy. It's just now that there's so many, crowdfunding wasn't a thing. Well, not to this level. I guess there's always been crowdfunding. You're always trying to get money to back it. You're just not, probably selling rolls and shirts before the movie's even made. Maybe, I don't know.
Right. And uh, it's funny that you bring up the backroom thing because I can remember as a kid, um, sorry, I wasn't a kid when Transformers the movie came out, but I was younger. Um, there were those. There was some company that made like parodies, like Transmorphers.
Yes. Yep. Yep. Yep.
So when I hear all these backroom things, like I can't think of one. There was like backroom Shark Attack or something that I saw.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. 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 We're getting involved
Why?
in that one.
But it's but
It
this
was
is
cheap.
but this is my question.
No.
Why? Why
No.
make like
I got you. No, we thought the exact same thing, and
because
then I talked him into it.
well, but and that's fine. Support indie film, but I don't know who's directing that. So it's one of those things that it's like I know there's a lot of indie filmmakers who are trying to like wave their hands to be seen
Hmm.
to hopefully like go up a level or so because I mean Obsession is the perfect case in point. It was something unique. It was something original. It wasn't Transmorphers.
Yeah,
It wasn't, like
On a train. I
yeah,
remember that one.
yeah.
so like to
And
an
where?
extent by people doing these like parodies for like quick money grabs or whatever, it kind of hurts us. It hurts the indie film community in a way.
Well, there's also a question that I would have is where is the line drawn? Because if it's not funny, it's not considered a parody, I would assume. But when you blatantly rip off somebody's idea, then it seems like you could get sued. But then how many, you know, Halloween and Friday the 13th in reality are the same concept. And they came out and said we're stealing the other one's idea. I mean,
Right.
that was the goal. So it seems weird that some people have lawsuits and then others you're like, well, what's the difference between this film and Friday the 13th or Halloween or
Right.
so I am so confused by what you can get away with, what you can't, or it's just a matter of somebody taking the initiative to start a lawsuit and say, you know what, they're not going to make enough money anyway, so just let them do whatever they want to do.
I mean
I
that
really
is
don't know. I don't know where the lines cross.
that is part of it. 100%. It's somebody has to initiate that because I will totally, Don't Fuck in the Woods got pirated very early on in its release. And it was popping up on YouTube constantly, like every day.
Yeah.
I would wake up in the morning, get my coffee and a pack of cigarettes, and I would sit at YouTube and just report each and every fucking one.
Wow.
Because, like, I don't have the money to sue people who are, you know, stealing this.
Yeah.
Like,
I remember that.
Yeah. I
because
remember.
man,
That was like what the most pirated movie up, wasn't it?
it was. All I know is that it has been pirated. I have not looked for like a year to count
Yeah.
anything, but it was over 3 million times.
Wow.
Now, can you imagine my distribution agreement for that film was to where basically I got 40%. 40% of, let's say everybody paid $1, so $3 million.
Yeah.
If I would have got 40%, fuck it. If I would have got a penny,
Yeah.
I could still make several movies for that.
Yeah. Well, what about and I didn't look, but I'm it's probably there. Everything else is we were talking to I think it was Deborah Voorhees from Friday the 13th 5, and we're talking about the fact that, adult sites will have their scene right there. And she's not making money from it. Paramount's not making money from it. And they're there and nobody's stopping them. And it seems
Right.
like your film would lend itself to that.
Oh yeah,
So,
it's on. There's like a aznude.com, Mr. Skin, which we won an award for Mr. Skin, which was
oh, well, then
funny.
congratulations. But did they pay you at all to do that?
No,
So they steal it and give you an
right,
award and hope that you're happy with the attention.
right.
We should get Mr. Skin on and find out how that works. So, wow, it's so convoluted. And also, I was watching the Don't Fuck in the Woods. Where do you get to a point? Because that's taking like Friday the 13th nudity to a whole nother extreme. You go out there. Where do you get to a line where you're saying, you know what, I'm going to make a horror movie that has softcore, or you know what, maybe I just make a porno with some horror in it. Did you ever consider taking it the extra step? And if so, do you think it would financially be beneficial, or would you have lost more money because of more restrictions?
I don't think we would have lost any money from restrictions. What's crazy is that neither one of those films, the distributors didn't ask me to change a thing.
Wow.
They were like, cool, good to go. And I'm like, are you sure? Because that is a lady's asshole right there on the screen. And right below it is a vagina. You're sure we're good? Yeah, it's fine. Okay, cool. What else do you need from me? And I thought they were at least gonna censor. Well, Gravitas censored the title.
Yeah.
For the wide release, which
Because Fandango's got the title full. The word "fuck" is there.
oh, do they?
It's not F, asterisk. It says when you pick it in the description, it isn't spelled out, but the actual movie title is there both times, front and end.
Hmm.
So,
There was a
go
whole
figure.
because there used to be this. Have either of you seen Big Ass Spider?
I've seen
No, I've heard
poster
of it.
for it, but I haven't. I didn't watch it.
So that movie kind of created this will they, won't they kind of thing because it was like the first movie with a curse word in the title to get into Walmart.
Wow.
Okay.
And they did a slip cover over it to censor it, where it said like Big-ist Spider. Uh, but it was notable and it made waves. Like, that's what I thought. All my producers were like, "That's gonna be the case with Don't Fuck in the Woods."
Mhm.
Like, they're gonna censor it, but then they didn't. I mean, they kind of did, but
It's there. I mean,
yeah,
there's no question about it.
Like they didn't like try to hide it like big ass to big-ist.
Yeah. I was actually surprised that title hadn't already been taken,
Yeah.
given
Right?
that people always say that about, those type of films. Like rule number one,
Right.
don't fuck in the woods. And you were the genius who said, damn it, I'm gonna do it and see what happens. And got away with it.
And everybody thought, I can remember like when I first put that title out there with an image, everybody thought it was just going to be a slasher film.
Yeah.
And
That's
like,
That's what I
Definitely not.
thought. I assumed that it was going to be a slasher film, and then you see the creature off in the distance. I'm like, wait a minute, what the hell is that?
right, like,
And I'm like, what? So, yeah, and I like that. I'm like, okay, this isn't going to be the same, exactly what I expected. So I like
no,
it.
because I've got like a couple, I wouldn't call them slasher films. For me, there's a difference. Like, if there's a serial killer with a methodical plot and plan to everything, to me, that's not a slasher.
Hmm.
But if it's Jason Voorhees roaming through the woods,
Yeah,
killing people, and it's bloody and gory and blah, 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 blah,
yeah,
that's a slasher.
yeah,
I've just never been like, I appreciate slashers. I watch slashers all the time.
Yeah.
But me personally, I just have no want to make one because there are so many.
yeah,
Like, it, essentially, you would drive yourself nuts. Like, okay, how do I top what all these people did? What can I bring to this genre
hmm,
that hasn't been done before?
hmm,
Good point.
Like, because for me, it has to be kind of considerable to even approach it. Like with Don't Fuck in the Woods, there was a movie that came out right before I started writing it called Creature, and it had Sid Haig in it. Um, the suit looked cool. The movie wasn't all that great. Um, but I was like, man, people don't do creature features anymore. Like, and I was like, why is that? Because not for nothing, after trial and error, and I'm not saying our creature suit was the best suit in the world by any means, but we had a couple $100 into it.
yeah. I thought
Wow.
it looked pretty good
Yeah.
yeah.
Like,
I was surprised, especially when I wasn't expecting it in the first place.
that was
So,
a literal, it's an adult Incredible Hulk suit that we just painted and then covered in silicone so it looked slimy.
Wow.
That's
That's one of the things that I really like about what your films is how you're able to do some of this shit. Like Stranded. Stranded is a great fucking movie, beautiful movie. The night scenes are great. After the premiere that me and Stacy went to at Horror Hound, we were talking to Sean, and he's saying, "Oh yeah, that was all done in my apartment." Like
yeah,
what? What?
yeah,
All of the
like,
outdoor scenes, they don't look like that, but they were all done in the apartment with drapes on the walls
yep.
and trees that you guys got off of Amazon. Is that right?
We got so the stuff that was shot in the apartment would have been the opening of it that was at night. That was shot all in the apartment. Um, but then the rest of it was just shot in a barn. Like we
Yeah,
just we for
it's
the
stunning.
barn, we had somebody bring in trees that they had cut down, funny enough, from Dave Chappelle's house in Yellow Springs,
really?
and they brought them
Wow.
to us, and we literally like built like rows that way we could put some fake grass down and like leaves and just there's 2x4s holding these trees up on the ground that we just never show.
I think you need a new trailer and it says featuring Dave Chappelle's trees. I
featuring Dave Chappelle's Weeds.
There you go. I think that alone is funny. Oh my God.
So a lot of talk about Don't Fuck in the Woods. That is now on its 10-year anniversary. Is that right?
Yep.
You got some things going on to celebrate this. Why don't you go ahead and tell our viewers about these things?
We are celebrating so much. So
Yeah.
much. It's the 15th anniversary of Concept Media. It's the 10th anniversary of Don't Fuck in the Woods and The Lamb, which we are re-releasing both of those films with 4K remasters and a bunch of additional bonus features. But then we have a crowdfunding campaign going at the moment, and you can get all these things on there, plus some merch from The Devil You Know, because, like I said, we have a promotional plan that we would really like to execute because, I mean, you guys have been to film festivals. If there's something that stands out to you, it's because it made an impression. So we have several things that we want to do to make that impression so you remember that film.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not that the film isn't good enough. We're not trying to say that. But we want to hit you with a double whammy.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to see the film. If I was a betting man, I would be like, money back guarantee. If you don't like it, but I don't have that kind of money. Just in case somebody just wanted to go against the grain.
Yeah.
But like, all things considered, this is, for me, the best thing that I've been a part of.
Yeah.
Wow.
One
So
thing, I used to do movie premieres all the time, and I tell you what, you give away anything free at these premieres, at the film festivals, they go crazy. And it can be cheap, but if you're handing out stickers or keychains, or if you can get really cheap t-shirts that people are walking around through the film festival with your logo on it all over the place, I mean, if you can get it at a price that works for you, and maybe have some type of crowdfunder helping pay for that, I mean, that was half the fun people had at our premieres was, the giveaway stuff, and it didn't matter what happened with the movie. I still have a Baby's Day Out towel from
Yeah.
hosting Baby's Day Out. And that was by no means a great movie.
yeah, we actually, that is one of the things that we are doing. I can tell you, I can't tell you the number of people, but there is a number of people that the first people that show up to the premiere, the world premiere, will get we'll call it a merch bag
Oh, okay, goody.
that has over $50 worth of merch in it.
Oh, that's
You can
cool.
put mine aside.
So I know for sure it'll at least be the first 30 people. I'm hoping for the first 50
Mhm. That would be great.
but at the same point in time, this stuff does cost money.
Right.
Yeah. One thing to think about is the last film festival I went to, almost nobody from the previous film left. So it was hard for the oncoming people to get in. So you might have a room filled with that number of people. So I just want you to consider that before all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, how do I break this up over people?
Well, and so we're going to have tickets
Oh,
at the door.
brilliant, brilliant.
That way, whoever comes in and gets a ticket, we will know who gets a bag.
Perfect.
So that'll be one of the stipulations is like, you got to have that.
Now, because I think you're finished or almost completely finished with The Devil You Know.
Oh, it's done.
It's done. It's
It's
wrapped.
done.
Okay, it's wrapped. Okay.
Yep.
Then the crowdfunder that you're doing now, because I know that you can buy these anniversary goods, you can buy some shirts and stuff. I need to get on there and buy some goods myself. Where can our viewers go to buy these goodies?
It's on Crowdfunder.
Okay.
I can send you a link.
Yeah. We will provide a link in the description for this video because this video is going to go on Facebook and YouTube, and then we also have a whole bunch of Blue Sky and Twitter and everything else,
Yeah.
X, whatever, forwarding to that. But on YouTube and Facebook, we'll make sure to provide links in the descriptions for not just that, but all of the movies that we discussed. If I can find a place that you haven't sold, I'll link to there, or Fandango, where I mentioned you can watch them for free. I will provide all of that so people can check out your movies and get a taste for what you have to offer. We're running out of time, so give everybody one big plug for The Devil You Know and why people need to go to Horror Hound and check out the world premiere, other than the fact you could get $50 in free merch.
And you get
Um,
Kyle on screen.
And you get to see me on screen doing what? I have no idea yet.
um, honestly, I mean, it's just one of those things that if you like serial killers or cults or psychological thrillers or just thrillers or home invasion films or supernatural films, this film kind of encompasses all of it. So I feel like that's a pretty good reason just right off the bat because it's also something original. I've never seen anything like this before. And we did our homework before we even started writing the damn thing.
Wow. And I will say because I there was 25 different scenes that I recorded, and none of them were the same. I
Yep.
thought they would be similar, and every single one was different. So I got a really good understanding of where you were going with the movie. I didn't know what the symbol was because there's actually one where I talk about, actually, I think it's the one I wanted you to do. I don't know if you'll use it or not, but I say something like it's on my body or something. I'm like, I could actually put that on my body. I just don't know what it is.
Right.
I hadn't seen, and I talk about walls. And I'm like, I could put it on my walls. And I'm like, well, maybe you'll digitally put it in. I don't know. But there was so many different aspects to it, and it was very intriguing reading all the different concepts. And I don't even know how many of the 25 are going in. If just there's a handful of them that you're using. But it was a unique way to get a taste of what the film was, and I appreciate the fact that that was an opportunity. One of the things that you offered because I did have a good time with it. And I was glad to do it, and I'm looking forward to seeing it on the screen. And hopefully, one of the festivals is near me. So I'd like to see it
Where
on a big screen before I see it on the Blu-ray.
well, where are you?
I'm in San Antonio. We have a couple film
Uh-oh.
festivals here. Actually, it's this weekend. There's the San Antonio Film Festival. There's a horror festival, and the big one in the area is Houston. The Houston Horror Film Festival is I mean, they have the entire first floor of a hotel. And there's guests. They have big name guests. It is a big thing, and it's in August. So it wouldn't make it for this one, but you might be able to get it for next year because I think they've already got all the films picked for this year.
The one that we were trying to get into was called Texas Frightmare.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
That's a big one. Did you make it or don't you know yet?
I have no idea.
Okay. Well, if you make it, I'll be there. Well, you get it anywhere in Texas and I'll go. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I want to just add this. Stacy and I, we are older. We have a harder time with conventions that are jam-packed, and Horror Hound is always so crowded.
Yeah.
We were actually decided that we're going to keep away from a lot of the big conventions. We are going to go the night that your film is world premiering and pay ticket prices for the convention just so we can go and see this movie at its world premiere. $30 tickets per person. just so we can see Devil You Know, because we know Sean's work. We love Sean's work. Sean's work has won a lot of awards. If this movie comes to a festival near you, I guarantee you're going to love it. Guarantee it.
And in 2
And
years, there's going to be The Devil Fucks in the Woods.
I can at least guarantee this much for this film. You won't hate it.
All right.
I can guarantee that much
To
because
me, that's enough. I'll go with that. I'll take that.
there's a lot of movies out there that I don't want to say that I hate, but there are a couple. There were random, but there was one called Puddle Cruisers.
Never heard of that one.
Yeah, I haven't heard
It
of that
was
one.
by the Broken Lizard guys.
Oh,
It was
okay.
like their very first film. And it was just stupid as fuck. Like, it was like, why is this a thing? Granted, it was released after Super Troopers.
Of course.
So whoever owned the rights was just hoping to grab some money.
Yeah.
But like,
Kind of like Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation.
oh, that is a cult classic.
Oh, I hate that movie. Hate that movie. I bought the bootleg before it ever came out in theaters. I was like, oh, I got a holy grail. And I sat down to watch it and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
I can remember renting that as a kid and just being like, well, I wasn't expecting that. Okay.
So
Oh, it is good
after The
talking
Devil
to you,
You Know,
Sean.
what else you got?
Oh,
in
I'm
the
sorry.
works? Is there going to be a Don't Fuck in the Woods 3? Or Go Ahead, Fuck in the Woods. That
I
could be-
mean, there's a script,
Oh,
but at the moment, all I know is that I'm probably going to spend at least the next year pushing and promoting just The Devil You Know.
yeah.
I don't know really where, because the Don't Fuck in the Woods movies are the hardest to raise funds for.
Really?
Really?
100%.
Wow.
The first movie was made for like $7,500, and it took us 5 campaigns to raise that
Really?
much.
Holy shit.
The second one, we had 2 campaigns, and we were able to raise $14,000.
I'm beginning to think I'm just a pervert because
Like, no,
I
it's just-
thought that title would have lent itself to more attention, especially back then. You know, before
Same.
there was, there's so many crowdfunders now. Now I can see it being difficult to make money because there's
It-
so many to choose from.
well, that and the reason why the first Don't Fuck in the Woods was such a pain to raise money for is because everybody instantly thought, hey, we're not going to support porno.
Yeah.
Like, we had church groups, hate mail, angry parents of people who we had cast in the film coming at us. Like, I had to have a conversation with a 70-year-old grandma at the time, explaining to her, like, this is not pornography. I promise you that.
Right.
It's
Now
a
that'd be a neat bonus
warning.
feature.
It's a warning to not fuck in the woods.
Right.
You're not promoting fucking in the woods. You're saying specifically, don't fuck in the woods.
Right. I'm promoting abstinence.
You are.
Like,
You are. You're like, see, this is what happens if you do these things. And
It's a
if
cautionary tale.
exactly,
Right.
exactly, you're trying to better the community. You're
Right.
trying to bring people together, and then apart, and then together, then apart, then together. But yeah,
This movie
I,
is like Reefer Madness. Okay.
fair.
but I do appreciate the fact that you're focusing on the one, because I also think some filmmakers have got so many on the frying pan. I'm like, how do you even know what movie you're working on from one day to the next? Like, one day they're working on this movie, the next day they're working on this movie, and if you can keep track of all that, fantastic. But I myself am like, let's just get one done. yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, put
Right.
all my effort into that one, but it's also not my bread and butter. If that was all the income I had, then yeah, I'd probably want to be cranking these things out just to get some. Because that's what when we were talking to Dustin Ferguson, he was like, he makes some movies just for Tubi in order to pay for the movies that he really wants to invest time on. So he's like, here's the one I'm knocking
Right.
off to pay my bills, and here's
Right.
the one that I really, heart and soul. Is this all that you do, or do you have, a job outside of filmmaking?
This is all I do. And I'm not rich by any means. Uh, but yeah, this is all I do. Thankfully, and it's not that it's a lot of money, but it's enough money to scrape by.
Yeah.
But Don't Fuck in the Woods has been profitable.
Well, that's good. That's
Like
good.
I
It
want
makes it
to,
worthwhile.
we just tallied it, and like over the last 10 years, it's made like over $100,000,
Wow.
which, but if you break that up over 10 years,
Yeah.
it's
But
like 10
still,
grand a year.
But that's still, at least you've got, some income coming in on a
Right.
movie, especially on one that you did 10 years ago, that it's
Right.
still, and again, that I think the title lends itself to that. You basically are catering to two different audiences at the exact same time.
Right.
And, so it works, it plays, and I'm glad to see people succeed because I think there's a lot of them that are putting all this time and money in, and it's a passion project. But then if they're not getting the money back, it's not sustainable. I mean, John
Right.
and I are not filmmakers. We contribute to films. I'm in some. I've gotten paid to be in them. I've paid to be in them. I've done some for free. To me, it's fun.
Right.
Um, I couldn't make a living at it, but the job I have, I am also, not rich either. So, my wife's the one that keeps me going because she's got a really good job. But yeah, John and I are, we're not, rich either. We love to find people like you that are making these passion projects that we can get involved in, and because it's fun for us to for even if we're on screen for a few seconds or we got a DVD that's signed or autographed or something, we're part of it and we help make it, and you're giving a lot of people a lot of cool opportunities, and man, just keep doing what you're doing, and I'm glad that there is a success in there, and I hope Devil takes off, especially if you put by the director of Don't Fuck in the Woods. It's got to bring some people to it. They might be upset they're not necessarily getting what they got in the other film,
Right.
but it's at least something to get people's attention when there's so much clutter out there. You now have a name with something that people are watching probably over and over. So congrats and good luck to you. We wish
Thank
you the
you.
very, very best. And again, we'll provide links to all of your stuff that we talked about in the description. So hopefully we can sell a few more Blu-rays for you.
Awesome.
Go check out the crowdfunder. Go to the Concept Media website. They have a store on there where they sell all their movies as well. You got other merchandise on there, right?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Like Kyle, you might be interested in going and getting the Don't Fuck in the Woods novel, hardback copy.
There's a
Yeah.
novel?
There, there, there is a novelization. We have paperback and hardback copies.
Wow. Okay, that's very cool. That is very cool. I saw you have like anniversary shirts for the company.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that you can choose from, and it all benefits and helps. I assume the release of this picture that you're promoting it now,
Yes.
and
It's
then we.
going to basically the between us wanting to submit to more film festivals, proper promotion and marketing, which is one of those things that we're not trying to promote or market it to sell, which is a weird thing. Because anytime most people try to market something just specifically to sell, there's issues. There's variables that you got to take into consideration. We're just trying to promote things that are completely free. We just want people to watch the movie.
And talk about it with their friends.
Right. Like,
share it around. Bring your friends over and say, hey, tonight's horror movie is this.
Right.
My next door neighbor, I wouldn't have expected it, but we were all, a bunch of us were out to dinner last night. And something about the podcast came up, and my wife's like, yeah, they talk a lot about horror movies. And the guy's, oh my God, I love horror movies. I'm on Tubi and trying to find horror movies. And I'm like, you're exactly who we're catering to. I'm like, anytime a movie comes up that we really like, I'm going to text him now because he's always looking for something. So
Yeah.
you're supplying what these people need.
Trying to.
So keep them coming. Well, thank you very much. We greatly appreciate you taking this time with us. Again, if along the way, if you have any other stuff going out with the release, wide release of the film, let us know. We'll help promote that as well. We want to see you do as successful as possible. And once you start getting on to whatever your next film is, let us know, and we'll help promote that as well. Maybe bring you back on and share a few more stories.
Okay.
All right. Sounds
Awesome.
great. Well, thank you so much, Shawn. I had a great time. Appreciate you coming on.
Yeah.
Again, the links to all the stuff that we talked about are going to be in the description. You can check out the video version of this on YouTube and Facebook, and the audio is on the most popular podcast services. For John Horton, I'm Kyle Pearson, and you've been watching to and listening to Attack of the Spotlight. Catch you again.
A local man, Jacob Allen Shepard, and his family were found brutally murdered in their family home late last night. This may be the work of devil worshippers.
Did you look at this place?
It's nice.
Nice. This is amazing. It's so beautiful and spacious. Jeez. I'm gonna go look around.
Okay.
Andrew? Andrew, wake up. I think someone's breaking in.
There are men outside.
Vertical?
Better hurry up and get up there before I do. See you soon.